Hey everybody, this is Matt. In today's video lesson I'm going to be talking about shuffles. Now this is, not sure how to put this. It's an easy groove, but at the same time it can be downright complicated to really nail it and get it spot on. So I'm going to show you some ways to practice this, because once you get them down they just, I don't know, they just sound so good. It's one of my favorite kinds of grooves to play. And in certain songs you want to throw this type of beat in there. Just really changes the whole dynamic of the way the song sounds and feels and what have you. So yeah, shuffle grooves. I'm going to touch on just a straight ahead 4/4 shuffle. I'm going to be touching on a halftime shuffle, and I'll be going into a shuffle that sort of has a 6 feel, counted in 6. Okay? So with that said, let's start with just a straight ahead 4/4 shuffle. Now this is just going to be counted 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's straight time. But the key to a shuffle is you've got triplets going on your right hand, your riding hand. If you're left-handed or right-handed, it's whatever your leading hand is. In my case, I'm right-handed. So this hand is going to be constantly going, just kind of shuffling along. It's the first and third beat of the triplet. So it's triplet, 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 da 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 da. Okay? Okay? And if you're new to this, you may want to get yourself a metronome and just really nail this. Alright? Because that is key. So next let's bring in the snare, the backbeat. If it's in 4/4, typically it's going to be on 2 and 4. So with this going, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. Okay, but this is constant. Now once you've got that down, stick in a kick drum pattern of your choosing, and typically I like to sort of mimic what this hand is doing, with the exception of the backbeat. I'll show you. So it's turns out sounding like. Okay, so it's everything except the backbeat. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, but you don't have to do that with your kick. That's just an example. That's probably one of the most common kick drum patterns, is sort of mimicking what the right hand is doing. Now a way to spice this up, just like I've said in my other videos, throw some ghost notes in there. Completely changes the dynamic of this whole groove. And you insert the ghost note in between. Okay? So it's so you've got triplet, 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 triplet. It's on the puh. Triplet, 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 triplet. Okay? So get that down cold to where you're not even thinking, to where you can just go. It just totally fills in that space. Okay? So now throw the backbeat in there. Now on 2 and 4, you're not going to be able to hit a ghost note. You're going to be using the full-on hit. So it's okay? You can throw in that same kick drum pattern that I showed you earlier. Alright? So that's just a straight ahead 4/4 shuffle. But as far as the ghost note, just really practice that as far as getting the dynamics right. It's just a really light tap. If you play the same volume, you're not going to be able to tell which is the ghost note, which is your backbeat. If it just doesn't sound right. It's got to be nice and soft. Okay, so that's a 4/4 shuffle. So next let's go into the halftime shuffle. Okay, so the halftime shuffle. It's just like 4/4, but it's cut in half. So it's gonna be counted slower, but it's gonna be sort of the same amount of beats. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, well, I'll leave out the ghost notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? You've basically slowed down your backbeat, sort of. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is still the same. Same kick drum pattern can be applied. Well, that wasn't quite the same. You can go. Okay? I'm not sure why I said same. That's not really the same. But yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you've just basically cut it in half. Now for the halftime, if you want to throw the ghost notes in, there's going to be more ghost notes thrown in between each backbeat. So it's going to be without the kick drum part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? But the key is just getting that feel in your head. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay? You have to be very mindful of exactly where to bring the ghost note back in after your backbeat. 1, 2, like that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay? That's a halftime shuffle. And something else I like to do. I can't talk today. I'm tired. I've been playing all day. So I apologize. Something I find kind of cool though, instead of doing the ghost notes on the snare, doing the hi-hat. Now if you're on the ride cymbal, you can go. Okay? Okay? I think that sounds pretty cool. All right, so that's the halftime. Just like 4/4, just cut it in half. 1, 2, 3. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is the same. Okay? All right. So straight ahead, 4/4, and halftime shuffle. So next, let's go into the 6/8 feeling shuffle. Okay, so a shuffle in 6/8. How can I say this? It's sort of counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And typically the backbeat is on 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is still the same though. It's just a different feel. You're counting in 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on and so on. Okay, but the key, once again, is get that nice and solid and even. Like I said, if this whole type of groove is new to you, get a metronome. Metronomes are cheap. There's tons of online metronomes. If you've got an iPod, an Android device, just bring it next to your drum kit, plug it into a stereo or headphones or whatever, and just try that at all different tempos and just get this down. Just nail it. And same with the ghost notes. Just remember it's on the middle note of the triplet. Triplet, 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 triplet. So for a 6/8, if you want to add ghost notes, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, kick drum pattern that's common for 6/8. Okay. And again, you can put any kind of kick pattern that you want. If you're playing with a band, it's typically similar to what the bass player would be doing. But the key is getting your hands, perfect, practically on autopilot to where you're not even thinking. So just remember 6/8, the backbeat is typically on 4. It's almost like a slow 4. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's practically the same groove as the half, the halftime 4/4. It just all depends on how you want to feel it, how the music is phrased. If you're playing with music, playing with a band, phrasing is key. So yeah, that's 6/8. Okay, so that was a brief lesson on shuffles. Once again, if you're new to this, a metronome would be invaluable. Get a metronome and practice this. Different tempos, start slow, slowly build up, and just, get this down cold, to where you're not even thinking about this. Try different kick patterns, and work on the ghost notes too. Okay, because like I said, that really changes the whole dynamic of this type of groove. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please fire away. I certainly don't mind answering them. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.